Hey guys, I am Evan. Although I don't have any religion, I still believe that as a LMU student, I should learn something about it. So I go to the church, pray, and read the Bible. Oh, look, that's me. We've been talking about Christianity so much in this class. So I'm curious, how's Christianity in China, in my hometown? First, I found this. That's what Christian church in China generally look like. People are so loyal and faithful. Oh wait, did I forget anything? Oh look, this is a church in my hometown. Christianity in China has a history going back to the 7th century during the Tang Dynasty. The first documentation of Christianity entering China was written on an 8th century stone tablet known as the Nestorian stele. It records that Christians reached the Tang Dynasty capital Xi'an in 635 and were allowed to establish places of worship and to propagate their faith. Nowadays, Christianity became one of the major religions in China. Some scholars even predict that China may be the biggest Christian nation by 2030.
When it comes to religion in China, Christianity is booming. Christian churches, once taboo in the communist country, now have reportedly about 70 million members.
And the Olympics are really putting a spotlight on it. You cannot put the genie back in the bottle once you allow some measure of any kind of liberty. And when you allow cultural exchanges, and we have hundreds of thousands of Chinese students who have come here and then gone back home, there's an exchange of ideas, there's an exchange of democratic values, the internet is exploding, and Christianity is part of that flowering of liberty that I don't think the communist government is going to be able to snuff out.
Right.
The number of Christians in communist China is growing so steadily that by 2030 it could have more churchgoers than America. Christian congregations in particular have skyrocketed since churches began reopening when Chairman Mao's death in 1976 signaled the end of the Cultural Revolution. The 5,000 capacity Liushi Church, which opened last year, has more than twice as many seats as Westminster Abbey and has a 206-foot high crucifix that can be seen for miles around. It is said
You can get abundant information of Christianity from the media, but I still want to hear the voice around me. So I interviewed Carl, who is a Chinese and also a Christian.
I started to go to the church since I came to the US about 4 years ago. I go to church every Sunday with my host family, and that's when I really started knowing about God. And the second year I stayed in the US, I transferred to a Christian school, Christian high school. So that's where I learned a lot about Bible and what God did and what Bible tells us to do. And that's where I grew my faith, and that's how I become a Christian. Christianity in China isn't that big yet, but it is believed that it is gonna be the greatest Christian population in the world in 10 to 15 years, which is true. When I go back to China, there's always churches on our street, in our neighborhood, and we see people going to church and they pray in the church, and a lot of Christians are from southern part of China, like Hong Kong, Taiwan, Guangdong, and these people are influenced by the Western culture, and that really started off the Christianity in China. And I believe that since a lot of people are going abroad, going to different countries like the U.S. and Europe, and more and more people will know more about God, and they will bring the Christianity into our country. So this is more like a positive influence for me, which by studying Bible and learning more about God, by going to church and attending Bible studies, I really started to know that a lot of things about Christianity and Bible and what we should do and what God is teaching us to do. So basically, I learned how to love people and how to forgive others, and also it gives me a different way to value myself and others.
However, a lot of Chinese people show that they are not willing to become Christians. In the 10 Commitments, it quoted that no other gods before me. That means you can only believe in one God, which is totally different with our faith. In ancient Chinese culture, there were so many gods, and they are closely related with Chinese people's daily life.
Hey guys, it's Mike Chen. When we think of powerful gods, maybe Zeus or Poseidon or maybe some other Greek god will come to mind. But did you know that there are over 200 gods and goddesses worshipped throughout ancient China? And those are just the well-known ones. If you were to count every single last one of them, the number would be over 1,000. These deities were believed to have created the world we live in today and are tasked with keeping the world running, with each god or deity having their own unique powers and responsibilities. Did you know there's even a deity of brooms? Of course, many of the gods possess powers that goes way beyond house cleaning. They can control the skies and manipulate the seas. They can even destroy Earth itself.
Although there are many differences between these two cultures, Christianity still developed rapidly in China. More and more churches have been built, more and more people began to know and respect this religion. China is a big country. Different regions have different cultural background. It is amazing that Christianity can exist between a variety of Chinese cultures, even merge with them.